Have you ever voted for a Democrat for president?
No.
You've only voted Republican.
Yeah, well, I'm a Republican,
Right.
and I have been. You know,
Is it possible that you will not vote for a Republican for president?
let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is this is very disturbing and alarming to me. I shouldn't say it's not alarming. I wish that I could be fully enthusiastic. I can't be. So I don't know what's going to happen at the end.
You talked. You said you did. You said you didn't watch the Democratic convention or not.
I watched just a tiny little bit. I watched all of Donald Trump's speech, and I watched. I did see the Khan speech. I saw that. I was watching with my wife, but I never saw Hillary's speech or Chelsea's. I just saw a little bit of the convention.
So the Khans, obviously, Khizr and Ghazala Khan, their son, Captain Humayun Khan, killed in Iraq in 2004. You tweeted after Donald Trump started attacking the parents and questioning things about the parents. You tweeted, "There's only one way to talk about Gold Star parents, with honor and respect. Captain Khan is a hero. Together we should pray for his family." Trump's response was he was viciously attacked by the Khans.
Yeah, well, look, I didn't see that, but here's what I do want to tell you. As the governor, every year, except this year, because we fortunately hadn't lost anybody, we've had families of people who have been lost serving their country. Jake, they come to the State House, they gather in the cabinet room, and then one by one, these families come in to see me. It's very tough. Usually there's a picture of their son or their daughter or their mother or their father that's right up there as they come in. I give them a flag, and I sit and I talk to them. I tell them about the loss of my mother and father in a sudden accident, and I said, you know, let's not compare, but what I can tell you is I've seen the black hole. I've had the deep mourning and the pain, but here's what I know. I believe the scripture when it says that those who give up their life or serve someone else will wear a big crown, that their service is marked in the book of life, never to be erased. I hug them. There's sometimes some few people will sit in the room with me. Sometimes a tear gets shed. Sometimes I give recommendations as to how they can find somebody to help them. It's really tough, Jake, and but I'm honored to do it, because if there's anything that I can say to these families, anything at all, and they got kids in there, and their dad is gone or their mom is gone, it's just excruciatingly difficult. But I'm so glad I do it, and I'm so glad that they would honor me to come. And then I finally got them. They come out here, and when it's all over, and we go through all the ceremony that's in addition to that. They'll come here and they'll spend time here at the governor's house. And I say, you can stay at the governor's house. You can have it, whatever you want. So, and the same is true, of course, with police. You know, it's the same kind of deal. But in this case, it's with the Gold Star families.
Did the fact that the convention, the Republican convention, seemed so foreboding, in your words, did that reaffirm your decision to not attend? I know you didn't want to go.
Well, no, look, I mean, I didn't go because I just don't, I think it's about manners. You know, if I wasn't prepared to go there and get up and endorse a nominee, I just thought it was inappropriate to go into that convention hall. Now, I was up in Cleveland. You know, I'd been working on it a long time in terms of the security. We had beautiful results up there. People, you know, now people are saying I either should go to Maui or maybe Cleveland. I mean, it's a hilarious situation, right? But they did. The people of Cleveland, it's so fantastic what they did. But look, I mean, I just believe that there are solutions. I believe that we have to recognize the problems, but we have to be positive. Now, what no one should be confused about, no one, is that, you know, I wrote an op-ed piece about Hillary. You know, I think she's on the bus, Bernie's driving, and she's sitting in the back seat. I mean, she's no more than big government. And Jake, in the 21st century, the answers to our problems is not that we have no government, it's just that we have government that's effective.
When you were running for president, you said the U.S. should be aiding Ukraine against Russian aggression. What did you make of the Republican nominee saying last week that the people of Crimea, from what I've heard, would rather be with Russia than where they were?
Well, I don't agree with that. In fact, I spoke at the convention, not inside the hall, but at one of the events for foreign policy, and my understanding is we actually withdrew support language that supported arming the Ukrainians.
In the Republican platform.
Yeah, I was really pretty astounded by that. No, I think we should not only arm the Ukrainians, but we should give them the capability to have lethal weapons. And in terms of Crimea, I mean, the fact that Russia seized it, forget about it. They need to get out of there.